Hello and welcome to today's video where we're going to be talking all about how to define your niche as an interior designer. So if you guys do not know who I am, my name is Sarah Rose Neary. I'm the owner of Sarah Rose Inc., which is a luxury branding agency for interior designers, and also Rosebud, where we offer elevated tools and templates designed to quickly solve your biggest problems as an interior designer. So thank you so much for joining wherever you're joining from. We're going to do something called a lunch and learn. Back in my ex-corporate girly days, I had so many lunch and learns, and they were generally boring, but at least they included a free catered lunch. So I figured we could go along with the same vibe. Maybe you guys could grab something to eat or a coffee and kind of tune in to our little training that we have today. So let's go ahead and jump in. All right. So we're going to be talking again, like we said, about defining your niche as an interior designer. And what we're going to be covering are three main topics. So, number one, why does your niche matter? Why should you care about this? Why is this something that you should be aware of? Number two, we're going to be talking about the three main niches and their internal motivations and how to speak directly to that niche. And then three, we're going to be talking about how to speak to your niche. So, what do they need to hear from you in order to take the next step, and what to think about with understanding your niche and speaking directly to them. So, all right, let's dive into number one, which is why does your niche even matter? So, um, in the in one of my favorite people to follow is Alex Hormozy, and he kind of talks about the idea of strategy. Strategy is just really clearly defining a problem in a world of infinite problems. So this is kind of related to a niche where, if you had an unlimited budget and you could help absolutely everyone, well, I guess maybe you don't need to pick a niche. But most of us have a limited budget, limited energy, and we really only are best served a certain group of people, not everyone. So we need to really clearly identify who it is that you help through your services and making sure that this niche understands that you understand what their problem is. So, the reason that you should care about having a niche is because without a niche, it's going to be really, really hard to define who you help, how you uniquely help them, and then also how to refer you. So if you don't understand what it is that who it is that you help and the problems that you help solve, it's going to be hard for you to create content. It's going to be hard for you when you are pitching someone on the phone to clearly define why you're a good fit for them, and why you uniquely understand their problems and how you can help them solve it. Number two is if you don't understand the problems that you're solving, your service kind of falls under this nice to have category. Without having a defined problem, people are not motivated to fix it. They're not motivated to take the next step. And if you have not clearly illustrated what it is that they are suffering from and how you can help solve that, they're going to be like, okay, cool, that's nice to know. And then number three, you're likely missing out on a lot of referral opportunities. If it's hard for you to explain who you help and how you help them, it's going to be impossible for someone that you know to refer you or to refer you correctly. The famous like, I'm looking for someone that doesn't cost an arm and a leg, and someone just throws your name in there as an interior designer who can maybe help them solve their very expensive problem for not a lot of money. You don't want to fall under that category. In order for people to help clearly refer you and for you to get the right business match, you need to be able to clearly define these things. Not defining them is costing you money every single day that you are not able to show up on your content, every single call that you take, that the person leaves and they're like, well, they were nice, but I'm not sure that they're going to be best to solve my problem. And number three, you're missing out on referral opportunities for people who may like you as a person, but they don't know how best to send people your way and to clearly identify if those people are a good fit for you or not. Um, in talking with so many designers over the past 7 years, we have kind of heard this hesitation of, I'd like to choose a niche, but I feel like it's going to pigeonhole me, or I feel like I might miss out on opportunities for, people that may fall outside of that niche. What if I alienate them? And what if I miss out on a job because of it? I would really like to help you reframe that. Um, if you do not clearly identify who you help and how you solve that problem, you are going to be missing out on clients, whether or not if you're for everyone, then you're really a fit for no one. So we've done this in our own business. We have clearly defined our niche, clearly defined the problems that we help solve, how we help solve them. And ideal clients continue to raise their hand and say, yes, I would like to learn more about that. Yes, I would like to talk to you further. It's not cost us any business. In fact, it has increasingly grown our business. Ever since we niched down, our business went from truly struggling, really struggling, to we hit multiple six-figure years every single year since we've niched down. It's clear who we work with, it's clear how we help them, and it's clear how they take the next step. So we have people come to our website from Google, never heard of us in their life, book a call and schedule in, and we are able to add them on as a new client. Now, has this prevented people outside of the niche of interior designers from reaching out? Absolutely not. A lot of people have, luxury wedding photographers, other creative industries that are very visual have also reached out to us and said, hey, look, I know that you really only serve interior designers, but would you be willing to work with us? And it's up to us at that point, if we feel they're a good fit, if we can really solve their problem, to work with them. Or we can just say, you know what, we're really focused on helping interior designers. Here are some names of other people that we can refer you to help solve that problem for you. So people come to us even though we have a clearly defined niche and they like our style, our aesthetic, and they still want to work with us. It doesn't prevent anyone from reaching out. In fact, it just you actually prevent people from reaching out when you're unclear. And then the last thing that's really important to know is that there's a massive difference between what a luxury client is looking for and what they expect versus a run-of-the-mill person that may not have that much money. A luxury client is likely they are value-based. So they say, can you solve this problem? Have you solved this problem for people like me in the past? What is my certainty that you're going to be able to understand me, understand, everything going on in my life, and be able to adapt to that and serve me best? They're not looking for someone that is low budget, because the budget isn't a consideration for them. They're looking for somebody that can they feel confident, can solve their problem, and has worked with people like them in the past to solve that same problem. So luxury clients generally are looking for somebody that is very specific. They can solve a specific need. They don't want generalists. They don't want people to waste their time. They don't want to be spending a lot of time and energy on this if that's not what they're into. They're looking to solve a problem. Do you solve the problem? Yes or no? Great, let's move forward. So if you don't have a clearly defined niche, you're likely not going to be attracting luxury clients. All right, so let's talk about what are the three main niches. And I like to call these Yeah, they are niches, but they are large pools of a niche. So the three biggest niches are health, wealth, and relationships. Now, within those niches, there are a ton of sub niches, but you have to define and understand which niche you fall under to understand the motivations of that niche in order to clearly define how you serve them. So, for example, if your main niche is wellness or health, let's say you are a wellness interior designer. You help build out spas and saunas and ice plunges and indoor swimming pools and things like that to really clients that care about their health, that want access to those types of services in house. They want it in their home. So understanding the motivations of somebody that cares about wellness and is willing to spend that kind of money to solve that problem is really important for you to start with. So you say, okay, you know, I do XYZ. I am a wellness interior designer and I fall under the main niche of health. So, how can I uniquely solve that problem and understand that niche as a whole? If your main niche is wealth, well, then generally that is going to involve something that makes people money or saves people money. So, how you could speak to that niche is understanding first, what is their motivation? Is it making them money or is it saving them money? And then how do you fit into that equation? So let's say that you feel like you fall under the wealth niche, and you are a designer that builds out beautiful, entertaining spaces in clients' homes that previously didn't have an entertaining space. So somebody like a CEO, a very well-to-do entrepreneur, tech executive, somebody like that would see the value in creating a uh, a gathering space within their home because that's going to allow them to make more money and close more sales. So they're going to be very motivated and see the problem that you solve and the benefit to them of solving it. And what you want to do is you want to be able to clearly articulate that. And then let's see if you are in the relationships niche. We've got some beautiful clients that do absolutely stunning custom made game tables, custom made furniture for lower levels, etc. And their main niche is relationships. Because they've identified that their ideal client is, maybe an executive, maybe, they're retired, but what they value is they value family time. They value those memories and being around family. So that they're understanding their main niche of relationships and understanding what their client values is able for them to connect those two things and say, we create these beautiful lower levels so that you can make more memories with your family, so that you are the cool house to come over to as a kid and have all the kids over and just really enjoy that time. And that is valuable for that client that understands those motivations. So a lot of people are tempted to say, well, I feel like I fit into all three, or, I feel like I fit into two. Please resist that temptation because it's only going to muddy who you help and how you help people. If you're trying to speak to two separate niches, you're not going to get your message through. This is when people feel like they're posting a lot on social media, they're making content, they're writing blogs, they're going to networking events, and no one is reaching out. They're not able to get through. You feel like you're just speaking into a void. Without having these things defined, it is going to feel like that. And the reason it feels like that is because you need to clearly define who you help, the problem you solve, and how that affects their values. So whether they're in the health niche, wealth niche, or relationship niche, how that speaks to that person's values. And then third thing is how to speak to your niche. So once you've kind of identified this for yourself, now we need to get our message out there and start connecting with these ideal clients, right? So, one thing to know is that if a client doesn't see themselves in your work, in this could be your social media posts, it could be your website, it could be any content that you put out. If your message is not for them, they will assume it's not for me. If they can't, I clearly read that and feel like, oh my God, she understands where I come from, they're not going to move forward. So they're going to leave your page wherever that is, and they're going to be confused and never return. And what do they say? A confused mind never buys. So we want to make that crystal clear for them. So we need to speak to their motivations, their problems, and also making sure that we're talking in their native language. Sometimes interior designers have um, a tendency to be a bit esoteric and not really speak the same language as their clients understand. And so we really want to make sure that this content is geared towards them, and we aren't using any like uh, industry terms that the client isn't going to connect with. And again, luxury clients are not attracted to generalist messaging. Luxury clients want to solve a problem and they're willing to pay to solve that problem. So you have to be very specific in your message in order to help attract that type of luxury buyer. And also, it's important to know that you are able, as a result of creating this niche, as a result of thinking through what is that problem you're solving, by doing that, you're going to be able to connect what you do with the value that you're bringing. So if you're just like, I can help anyone and everyone that has a room, I can help them decorate. That doesn't speak to specifically. I'm willing to pay a lot of money for that. Um, Higher prices generally indicate solving a valuable problem. And if you're not solving a valuable problem for the client, they're not going to see the value in spending a lot of money with you. So, what I'd like to encourage you to do is do a little bit of homework for me. After you watch this video, make sure that you have defined what your main niche is. So, is it health, wealth, or relationships? And then go ahead and define what problem you are solving for that niche and create your offer around that problem. And then go ahead and start getting loud about it on social media. Update your messaging, update how you help clients, and let me know what your results are, because I have a feeling you're going to start seeing a lot more inquiries, a lot more booked calls, etc., by taking the time to do this. So this is super valuable for your business growth, and I'm excited to have had your attention for this video, and in order to help you define your niche as an interior designer. So thank you so much for watching. We will be doing these lunch and learns every week on Tuesday at 12. So I hope you join in for the next one. All right, bye.